What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to another English review here at Thomas Open. So as you guys know, every now and then I do like to review in English. I'm Dutch. Most of my reviews will be in Dutch, but every now and then I like to do an English review. And in these English reviews, I either focus on Dutch craft beer or focus on stuff that's pretty European and might not be that accessible across the rest of the world. I have no idea what the deal is with this brewery. It's pretty new for me. I've had one of their beers before. It was a double IPA, borderline triple IPA. And what we have here is C4. It's an American style IPA from Nova Runda from Croatia. It's Croatian craft beer. Now it's a 50 centiliter can, so that's half a liter. Depending on your pint measurements, it's just under a pint, I think, for most, like an American or an English pint. There's a difference there, I believe, as well. So what we have here is a 6.1 ABV by volume, 80 IBUs, American style IPA. You know that moment when an unfamiliar phone number calls you asking, where can we find more of that stuff, guys? Explosive potion of 4C hops, meaning Citra, Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook, pumps this IPA with only one conclusion: you calling the brewery to find out where you can find more of it. So what, like I said, what do we have here? Citra, Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook. With that hop combination, I'm expecting something that's actually going to be, with this ABV, a little bit mellow, a good amount of bitterness. I mean, it's 80 IBUs. I'm expecting that to be pretty proper bitter, as in my opinion, an IPA should be, with lovely, citrus, floral, some fruity notes, a little bit going to that tropical, tropical fruits, with hopefully some earthy, piney notes. This actually should hopefully be, with those four very classic hops, be a nice little all-rounder. Everything, something for everyone. Like, first of all, I need to get a can open. Something that should appeal to a lot of people. I think if you're used to a lot of New England style IPAs, if that's the kind of IPA you mostly drink, this one might not be your thing with an 80 IBU. I mean, we've got New England style IPAs out there with 10, 15 IBUs, I think. So this should really be up there. Now that pours a lot darker than I thought it would, and that really doesn't bode well, I think. Especially at 6.1, that has a look of a oxidized IPA. Look at that. That looks like an oxidized IPA. To me, it does. It's pretty hazy. I mean, it's slightly clear-ish, as in you can see a little bit of shade through it, so it's not like haze for days. There's a good haze there, but that is the kind of orange that makes me go, this could be oxidized. I'm trying to find... Now, the best before is October 6, 2020, but I can't believe that. I don't think this is from April. This can't be from April. We'll see what's what. It could just be a slightly darker IPA. I mean, I've had a few darker IPAs that were totally fine. Let's see if this has anything in it that makes me go, this could be oxidized. We'll see what happens. So I need to let this process a little bit, because there's some stuff in there that makes me go, oh yeah. And there's a few edges in there that make me think, I don't know. Something here comes across as slightly buttery, a little bit butterscotch buttery. There's definitely a fruity element in there. There's some soft floral hints. Not getting a lot of that earthy, spicy. Some mango, peach, pineapple, tropical stuff. Now, see, the thing is, from the moment I got this, I'm going to be very honest here. This has been sitting for a little while, for a few weeks. From the moment I've got this can, it was in my refrigerator all the time. It did come in a period where transit was a bit shite. No. So see, now that it's opening up a little bit, this might have been preconceived notion, where you see a darker IPA like this, and you start thinking, oh no. And you go in with a certain mindset that you really shouldn't. Drinking it, I haven't even had a taste of it. Smelling it a little bit more now. I'm not getting any real oxidation here. That buttery note that I thought I smelled is much more of just a malty caramel base. And there's some lovely tropical fruit notes coming through now. So this was probably, I'm going to be brutally honest here, this was my mind thinking, oh no. And then you sort of just like need to rewire yourself. And now I'm getting some very lovely, yeah, there's some soft, earthy, piney notes coming in. Mostly it's a nice caramelly malty base with some lovely hoppy notes. Maybe this is sort of like, again, that preconceived notion where your mind, it's been a while since I've had a really good, you know, what is seen as an American IPA. Something off that New England style IPA track. And then when you see, so you're sort of wired to get this entire sweet, intensely tropical fruit bomb thing going on. That's not this. So when you see that color, you sort of need to sort of restart your brain and think, what am I going to get here? And you need to sort of go back to zero and have no preconceived notion. Right now, this is actually starting to appeal to me. Let's see what she does in the flavor, all right? And base our judgment on that. Cheers. Okay, so that's proper bitter. It's got a good, lovely bitter finish to it. You can tell it's not very fresh anymore. This has a little bit of age on it. Nothing too horrible. It probably would have been a lot nicer if I had this like 6 to 8 weeks ago. But it's still quite nice. You get that malty caramel base. You get that hop bitterness. You get some floral notes. You get a bit of citrus in there. But everything's kind of mellow and subdued. It's not as explosive as I thought it could be. Now that might be because the beer's not hella fresh anymore. But it's a lovely, easy drinking IPA with this sort of 28 degrees that we're having right now. And those floral notes are really hitting now. This is not exactly what I expected it would be. And I'm taking into consideration that this has been sitting a little bit longer than I thought it had. And when I bought it, it was from an online shop, an online vendor. And I saw it there. It wasn't expensive. It was a few euros. I figured I need to try this. And it's sort of, you have those beers, you know, you buy it, it ends up in the refrigerator and you sort of lose track. And every time you want to grab a beer, you see other stuff. I want to review things. I don't have time to review. And sort of get sidetracked a little bit. And this is one of those beers. Grapefruit, sort of like that pithy lemon thing going on. I really should have had this at least 6 weeks ago. It would probably have been a lot nicer, but that's my bad. That's not a problem with the base beer, and I can tell from what I'm drinking, this would have been a lot nicer when it was fresher. So with that in mind, yeah, this isn't oxidized. This is just the way the beer should be with a little bit of age on it. Keeping in mind that age thing again, I'm going to give this a solid 3.75 out of 5, which is, you know, even taking that age thing into consideration, it's just it's not that exciting. And I guess the can art and everything and that entire idea of the 4 hops makes me go like, wow, this is going to be brilliant. Those are some great hops, stuff I love. I love Centennial, I love Cascade, I love Citra, Chinook. It's good. It's a great base. It's a great hop to have in a blend. I don't think it's a great hop on its own, but everything here just sort of comes together and creates a lovely, nice very drinkable, 6.1%, 500 milliliters IPA. That hits the spot right now. And again, I've said this several times now in the review. It's slightly over its top. It's over its top. But that's my bad, not the beer's bad, not the brewery's fault. That's something that's on me. So that's why I said, take into consideration, this would have been nicer 6 to 8 weeks ago. I hope this is something that they produce all year round, and I really want to have another go at this when it's a lot fresher, and I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot more. So right now, 3.75 out of 5 for Novarunda's C4 American IPA. And that's it for this review. If you liked it, and click like. If you really liked it, click subscribe in the subscription box, in the description box below. You'll find links to all of my social media and a link to the Dutch Beer Collective. Go check out my friends Remy and Gerben and their reviews on YouTube. Subscribe there as well. Leave a comment. Have you ever had anything from Novarunda? Have you ever had this particular beer and you were like, yo, dude, I had this like 2 weeks old, and your description is spot on, and you know that's basically what it is. And or maybe you're drinking this right now with a fresher batch, or you've had it fresher and you're like, yeah, you know what, this is much more than what you're describing right now, and go get a fresher version of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you guys in another review soon. Cheers.